Now tail of flagella. As you all know that last, the ending of sperm is tail, which is necessary for the movement. Now pathway of sperm. So as you can see here, these are seminiferous tubules. This is reedy testes. It is epididymis. This is efferent duct or deferent duct, and last one is blood vessel. So it is formed inside the seminiferous tubules. Then it travels to reedy testes. Then from reedy testes it goes to vasa efferentia. Then afterward it goes to vasa deferentia. Epididymis. Epididymis is also divided into three parts: chorda, corpus, and caput. Then it goes to seminiferous tubules and then finally ejected through venous. Now I would like to hand over the mic to Aditya. Explain.
Hello. Now I will tell you about oogenesis. It is the production of ovum or egg cell in the female body. It starts before the birth and is only completed after the fertilization. It is comprising of three phases: multiplication phase, growth phase, and maturation phase. In multiplication phase, there is an enlargement of few cells of germinal epithelium, which later divide by mitosis to form oogonia or egg mother cell. Then there comes the formation of primary follicle. Each oogonium divides by mitosis and forms egg tube of Lafreniere. They change into egg nest and enlarges. Then there is the formation of secondary follicle. The primary follicle is surrounded by many layers of granulosa and it forms a new layer called theca. Then is the formation of tertiary follicle. A fluid-filled cavity known as antrum emerges in the secondary follicle and which later divides theca into two parts: theca externa and theca interna respectively. And then there is the formation of mature graphene follicle. In this, the nucleus size increases and it grows in size to form graphene follicle. Then there is the growth phase. Many folds increase are there as due to accumulation of food reserves. Increase of number of mitochondria, increase in the size of nucleus. Maturation phase. In this, nucleus of primary oocyte enters the first meiotic division. The cells are haploid and are formed with 22 plus X number of chromosomes. As you can see here, it is the structure of graphene follicle. It comprises of two layers outside, theca externa and theca interna. Then you can see a cavity inside it, which means antrum. And inside it lies nucleus, which is surrounded by corona radiata. Ovulation. A mature graphene follicle reaches the surface of the ovary and ruptures it to release it into the fallopian tubes. As you can see, this part is rupturing and the ovum releases inside the fallopian tubes. Fertilization. It is a fusion of sperm and ovum. It involves the following events: insemination. In this, a male discharges sperms into the vagina of female, which contains around 200 to 300 million sperms, but only few are able to reach inside due to some being killed by the acidity. Movement of sperm. They swim towards the fallopian tubes to found ovum, and the action of uterus and peristaltic movements propel the sperm upwards. Arrival of ovum. The ovum is surrounded by the follicle cells, which are glued together to form corona radiata. These oocytes can survive for 72 hours, but can only be fertilized for first 24 hours. Capacitation. It is the activation of sperm for fertilization. When the sperm enters the uterus, it is not activated, but due to some factors, it activates for fertilizing. Then is the fusion of gametes. Acrocin digests the zona pellucida layer and only one sperm comes inside, which later causes the hardening of the zona pellucida, so the additional sperms don't come inside. Activation of egg. It is a formation, it evokes a chemical signal in the egg when the sperm enters. It is the dispersal of follicle cells around the fertilized ovum, and the second mitotic division is completed in it. This is the last topic, apimixis and chirogamy. It is a process of intermixing or intermingling of paternal and maternal chromosomes to determine the sex of the baby and is known as the apimixis. The fertilized egg cell is called zygote. Thank you. This is the end of the presentation. Any queries?
Stop laughing. Again, I say stop laughing. This is.
What is found in the head of a sperm cell?
That's called acrosome.
The pigment found in the head of a sperm cell.
That ain't a pigment. That is out of my topic.
Nahin, it was in your topic. I read it there. Self-replicating pigment. Name of that pigment.
Actually, I don't know.
It's okay.
Thank you, Sumit and Aditya, for your informative presentation. This has been a marvelous seminar by the 12th class students on their respective topics. We thank the school management, especially Principal Father Saiju, for giving us the opportunity to organize seminar. We also thank Mr. Bhavaiya for the arrangement. We extend our special thanks to Vikasa, who provided us with this laptop. We thank all the participants, teachers, and the presented students for their kind attention. Thanking everyone for their kind effort.
Good afternoon, everyone. So, how was the presentation? Seminar? Yeah? Yeah, I appreciate all the students who were presenting their own respective topics on the stage. They were confident enough. 12th class students, I would expect a little more. But still, you were able to present the topics that you were given with. I appreciate all your efforts taken and the presentation made successful on the stage. And also appreciate those students, few of them who were asking questions. I expected few science students from class 12 to ask some questions, right? Though it's your subject, you would have some doubts when they present something on the stage. But daring to ask is something else. I appreciate those who dared to, even from class 9 and 10, who asked questions. So I appreciate your involvement. Now we expect to have a commerce seminar for class 12, right, where we will all be asking questions. So that's why they were wanting to be here to see the presentation of science seminar students, how they do perform. And they will be presenting something based on commerce, economics, and so on. Let us wait and see how they are going to perform. So we will also have some time to ask questions to the students sitting over there with commerce stream. So I appreciate the teachers who were behind them, the science teacher, of course, teaching in class 11 and 12 for their efforts in teaching the students. So great efforts to the science teachers, biology, chemistry, and physics. Appreciate you for the efforts taken to prepare them. All the students who took part in the presentation, I appreciate and congratulate all of you for your kind attention and support to the presenters on the stage. Thank you very much. Or we will move to the classes back. Please, from behind. Commerce students, boys, please. 12th class, commerce. Move in line. First boys and then girls also. Please, please. Commerce. When you are presenting on the stage, right? If you click on to the slides over there, you will be less looking on there, right? Therefore, be confident enough to present The slides will go on, whereas you should be able to just explain the topic spontaneously. That will give more impact. The attention can be caught by the person who is standing on the stage by looking onto the eyes of the audience sitting there. Only then they get the attention, right? That's why you should be capable enough to speak spontaneously. For that you have to learn the topic. Only then you'll be able to. Otherwise you'll have to stick on to the slides there. Clear? Yeah, next group. Please stand up, stand up. That's there, yeah. Science, 12th class science. 9th class, do you want any seminar to be conducted? People are saying no. Never expected to say no. From girls' part, it is most very bad. Let's see what can be raised. You were interested to ask questions. You should also be daring enough to face questions, right? We will be providing you some opportunities where 8th class students can ask questions, not the higher classes. Let's see what can be done. Yeah, next. 11th class science.